If you own a home on the Halifax Peninsula, whether that's in the north end or the south end or anywhere in between, and you're thinking about selling in 2026, I want to start with a simple but important question. Is your home still worth a premium in today's market? The honest answer for most homeowners in these areas is going to be yes, but only if you know how to sell it properly in today's market. While the broader real estate market has become more balanced, the Halifax Peninsula areas still operate by a completely different set of rules. And the sellers who understand those rules are the ones who protect and often increase their home's value. I'm Logan Tomczyk, your real-life realtor here in Halifax. I work closely with sellers across the peninsula, and my goal is to help homeowners sell with intention, strategy, and confidence, not with guesswork or outdated advice. In this video, I want to show you why the peninsula is still a premium market, what peninsula buyers are actually buying in 2026, and how one seller almost left some serious money on the table by focusing on the wrong things until the approaches were changed. Let's start with the big picture. The Halifax Peninsula is not just another neighborhood, it's a micro market in and of itself. Buyers coming to the peninsula aren't comparing your home to Bedford, Sackville, or even most of Dartmouth. They're comparing it to other peninsula options, and more importantly, they're comparing the lifestyles here. That's what separates Halifax from all the rest. So some of these main lifestyle features that home buyers are looking at when they comes to their next move is how good is the walkability of this new location? What's the culture of the area, and does that line up with what I'm looking for with my lifestyle? How does the proximity of my future home to my work or my kids' schools or just to amenities, what does that look like? They're buying the feeling of being connected to the city. The emotional component is the real premium here, and it matters more in a balanced market than it ever did in a hot one. So now, it is still a slower time of season in the housing market. But for the most part, Halifax is still experiencing a seller's market where inventory is not as strong compared to other places in Nova Scotia. It hasn't been this close though to a neutral market in Halifax since 2018. In a balanced market, homes sell because buyers choose them, not because inventory is low. Because with more options, buyers have more power in the market. And peninsula buyers are extremely intentional with their purchase. They want to walk to coffee shops. They want to stroll through the public gardens. They want to be close to restaurants, schools, the waterfronts, and that downtown lifestyle. They're not just buying square footage. They're buying into a way of life. This is where a lot of peninsula sellers make a mistake. They focus too heavily on the home itself, the age, the finishes, the renovations, and they forget that buyers didn't come to the peninsula looking for new construction. They came for everything outside of that front door. Let me share a story again, really illustrates this. I was once a buyer looking to own a home of my own in the south end of Halifax. My agent at the time knew what my goals were and what my lifestyle was, and we ultimately started our search for a gorgeous condo. After some searching, we eventually found a fantastic townhouse-style condo right in the location that I was looking for. Now, like many peninsula homes, it wasn't brand spanking new, but it had incredible character and was located in one of the most walkable pockets of Halifax and the downtown core. I'm gonna be honest with you though, I was very nervous. First time home buyer, I was quite nervous about the whole process. I kept comparing this condo to newer builds, smaller condos, homes in different suburban areas, and I was worried that the value just wasn't there for this particular condo because I wasn't being told what the lifestyle was. And when it came to the resale value of the condo, I focused on what the home didn't have instead of what it was offered. Now, my initial instinct was to wait and see what else could come up on the market. And guess what? To my dismay, there was absolutely nothing that was as big, had as many rooms, and most importantly, wasn't in the location that I was looking for that reflected my lifestyle at that point in time. So we lowballed the seller with an offer. My agent, he had advised me that the offer was probably going to be rejected, but we still tried. And I learned that through this process that the seller had 2 other offers in hand at the time of my offer, and my offer was too weak for them to move forward. This is where, again, I see buyers go wrong, especially on the peninsula. I factored in how the condo would fit my lifestyle, but I didn't factor in that it might check off some boxes for other people as well. Now, the walkability, being close to the waterfront, and having a low price per square footage for the area were all things that I was quite naive in thinking that I would be the only one to love this condo. But the problem with the sellers is they weren't highlighting these features. So it was difficult for me, being a first-time buyer, to really see it. So my realtor, he took me out for lunch and we talked about my needs and wants. I kept focused on the location, grabbing coffee nearby, being close to downtown without needing a car. So I was a 5-minute walk away from my work, and it just fit everything I was looking for. And that was the real value that I had overlooked and that wasn't mentioned by the sellers. My realtor saw the switch in my eyes and he was prepared. He had a blank offer sheet ready to go with updated, where we were able to update our offer, and ultimately I was able to get the condo that I still love and have today. We shifted the strategy completely, focusing on how walkable the home was, where we saw what daily life could actually look like. We framed the home as a gateway to the peninsula lifestyle, not just as a regular place to live. We talked about proximity to shops, parks, schools, and transit. We showcased the neighborhood, not just the rooms. We really just leaned into the character and charm of this home, and that shift made all the difference for me, and it would have been so much quicker if the sellers had highlighted that. So if you're focusing your home and you want to attract buyers, they don't want to be thinking about what needs updating. They want to go in seeing that they can live in this house and that they see their lifestyle being here. That's the moment that you win as a seller. This is what I mean when I say the peninsula homes need to be marketed differently in 2026. You need to focus on highlighting the lifestyle of the peninsula and what goes along with that. The days of throwing a listing online and letting the market just do the work are almost all but gone. Today's marketing needs to be intentional, emotional, and hyper-local. You're not just selling a property, you're inviting someone into a lifestyle that they want. This is why micro neighborhood knowledge matters so much when you're looking at the peninsula, because again, North End, South End, West End, they're all different. Where one street can feel completely changed from the next. Walkability scores, noise levels, community vibes, all of it matters. And a generic listing just isn't going to be able to capture that. But a smart strategy does. This is also just why it ties into pricing. Where in a balanced market, buyers are careful, but they're still willing to pay a premium when they understand what they're paying for. Now, if your home is priced like a commodity, buyers will negotiate like it is one. If it's positioned as a lifestyle asset, buyers compare it emotionally, and that's where the value of these areas is truly protected, where you can't find it anywhere else in Nova Scotia. That's exactly what happened to myself and my condo. Once we reframed the home and my realtor helped me look properly at the property, my interest surged. I finally became a more serious buyer who understood the value of living there. It just would have been better for the sellers to portray that from the get-go, and that's what's helping buyers in 2026. The market hasn't weakened, it's become stronger with more educated buyers. And if sellers want to win, they need to tap into this lifestyle type of marketing. If you're planning to sell your Peninsula home in Halifax, I've put together a free Halifax Peninsula seller's guide that walks you through the lifestyle-focused marketing, hyper list pricing strategies, and ways to position your home in today's market. You'll find the link in my description below. And if you want to talk about your specific situation one-on-one, where we can go over timing, pricing, or even whether now makes sense for you to sell, you can book a coffee chat with me directly. Again, the link is in the description below. I'm Logan Tomczyk, your real-life realtor. My goal is to help Peninsula homeowners sell with intention, confidence, and clarity, not stress or with any second guessing. If this video helped, make sure to give it a like, subscribe down below, and follow along for more Halifax and HRM real estate insights. And I'll see you on the next one.